Welcome to the journey of Maths with Sarah, a true lover of maths. Let us continue with some more questions on real numbers. This is real numbers part 4. In real number part 3, we have learned fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Let us do some more questions related to this. Now look at this question. Explain why 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13 is a composite number. We have to show this is a composite number. How can we show that? We know using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, any composite number can be written as the product of prime factors in a unique way. Any composite number can be written as the product of prime factors. Suppose we are able to write this as the product of primes. Suppose we are able to write this as a product of primes, then it means it is a composite number. That means we are trying to write this as the product of primes. How? Look at the question. 7 into 11 into 13 plus 13. What is common? What is common? 13 is common. Take 13 outside. Now this is equal to 13 into what is remaining? 7 into 11. What is remaining here? 1 is remaining here, that is 13 into 78. Now factorize 78. 78, even number, 2 3s are 6, 2 9s are 18. It is divisible by 3. So this is 2 into 3 into 13. Means we can write this as 13 square into 2 into 3. This is nothing but 13 square into 2 into 3. That means product of primes. So, according to fundamental theorem of arithmetic, it is nothing but a composite number. Therefore, since it is a product of primes, it is a composite number. Therefore, it is a composite number. Therefore, it is a composite number. Let us discuss one more question. Check whether 6 raised to n end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. 6 raised to n end with the digit 0 for any natural number n. Let us consider some questions. 10. If we factorize this, we get 2 into 5. If we factorize 200, we get 200 is nothing but 2 cube into 5 square. 8 into 25 is 200. 200 is nothing but 2 cube into 5 square. And 300 is nothing but 3 into 2 square into 5 square. 3 into 2 square into 5 square. Isn't it? 3 into 100. 100 is nothing but 2 square into 5 square. So 3 into 2 square into 5 square. We can see something. If we factorize this, we get factors 2 and 5. We get factors 2 and 5. That means what? In order to end with the digit 0, its prime factorization must contain the prime factors 2 and 5. What about 6 raised to n? If we factorize 6 raised to n, it is nothing but 2 into 3 raised to n or 2 raised to n into 3 raised to n. Its only prime factors are 2 and 3, not 5. 2 and 3, not 5. So, using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, what fundamental theorem of arithmetic says? Every composite number can be written as the product of prime numbers in a unique way. There is only one way of factorizing it. There is no other way. So it cannot end with digit 0 because it contains only the prime factors 2 and 3, not 5. How to write this? In order to end with digit 0, the prime factorization of 6 raised to n must contain the prime factors 2 and 5 must contain the prime factors 2 and 5, 2 as well as 5. But using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, the prime factors of 6 raised to n are only 2 and 3, not 5. Prime factors of 6 raised to n, whatever be the value of n, its prime factor contains only 2 and 3, not 5. So it cannot end with digit 0 for any natural number n. So it cannot end with digit 0 for any natural number n. 6 raised to n cannot end with digit 0 for any natural number n. I am explaining it once again. Check whether 6 raised to n end with digit 0 for any natural number n. In order to end with digit 0, its prime factorization must contain the factors 2 and 5. But if we factorize 6 raised to n, we get only the prime factors 2 and 3 but not 5. So it cannot end with digit 0 for any natural number n. That is all. Don't by heart, understand the concept. Now look at this question. Find the product of HCF and LCM of smallest prime number and smallest composite number. First part, what is smallest prime number? What is the smallest prime number? Smallest prime number is 2. What is the smallest composite number? What is the smallest composite number? Smallest composite number is 4. What is the question? Find the product of HCF and LCM of smallest prime number and smallest composite number. We have written smallest prime number and smallest composite number. We have to find out their HCF and LCM first. What is their HCF? This is 2, this is 2 square. What is their HCF? HCF is equal to 2. And what about their LCM? What is the highest power of 2? Only prime number here is 2. What is the highest power of 2? 2 square. LCM is 2 square, nothing but 4. We have to find the product of HCF and LCM. So HCF into LCM is equal to 4 into 2, that is equal to 8. 4 into 2, that is equal to 8. Very easy question. Let us discuss one more question. The LCM of two numbers is 14 times the HCF. The sum of HCF and LCM is 280. One number is 280, then find the other. Take HCF as A and LCM as B. It is easy to write, nothing else. LCM of two numbers is 14 times their HCF. B is equal to 14 times their HCF means 14 into 8 or 14A. Next, sum of HCF and LCM. A plus B is equal to 600, where we can write B as 14A. So A plus 14A is equal to 600, or 15A is equal to 600. That means A is equal to 600 upon 15. 15 fours are 60. A. That means HCF is equal to 40. Then what about LCM? LCM is equal to 14 into 40. 14 fours are 560. Then LCM is equal to 560. We get HCF, LCM. One of the number we know. One of the number is equal to 280. We have to find the other number. Which formula we can use? HCF into LCM is equal to product of the numbers. So other number other number is equal to HCF into LCM by one number. HCF into LCM by the one number given. What is HCF? HCF is equal to 40. LCM is equal to 560 upon one number is equal to 280. 28 2s are 56. Cancelling the 2, we get 40 2s are 80. Thank you for watching my video. Hope all of you are enjoying my classes. If you have any doubt, comment below. I will be here to support you. If you like my classes, like, share and subscribe it too. I will be back with more videos. Till then, bye.